One of the worst things you can do on Twitter is have an attractive OC selling a plush, apparently. In July 2026, one artist wanted to promote merch for one of the characters with a fun animation, and people did not like that. Hello, I'm Doven, this is my friend Samantha. In this video, we'll be talking about some dumb plushie hate.
Are we getting a plushie or something? Is that like a reveal at the end of the video?
Nah, this video isn't one of those big ads for art plush, just a regular topic sort of deal.
Thank God. I thought I'd have to get up from the couch and promote something for a second. Anyway, do not attack anyone mentioned in this video and just argue in the comments instead. Now back to you, Doven.
July 25th, 2026, Twitter artist Roockrt posted an animation featuring the OCs Ramon and Nomura. Voiced by Snail Brunch and animated by Shirley Sweet Pea, I thought it was a nice advertisement for their plush. It introduced what they're selling pretty seamlessly, with the characters showing off their personalities pretty well in a short amount of time.
Before we go on, did it get funded? I know that breaks the timeline or whatever, but I'd like to know now.
Well, it did reach its goal. So much so that the plushie now comes with a keychain and standee.
So no matter what the haters say, the artist won in the end?
Yep, I guess so.
Wow, what a happy ending. Doesn't happen much in these videos.
Well, despite the happy ending for the artist, not everyone would be happy that this would even get a plush in the first place. Sometimes all it takes is one tweet shitting on a person to change the trajectory of discussion. Now, I've talked about in many videos before, but Twitter is an awful place when it comes to supporting artists. Since it builds upon people either getting money from engagement or dopamine hits when you get a viral tweet, it can encourage a lot of people to seek out anything they deem cringy in order to satisfy what internal needs they have. Personally, I stopped posting on Twitter in favor of Blue Sky and Instagram, and it has been way better for my mental health.
Same here.
But the biggest tweet that I could find reacting to this announcement would be from Jerry Hahaha, who said, "Why does every push look like this now?" Their tweet would get 32,000 likes. With the original promotional post reaching 13.3 million views, while it's good for advertising, it did attract a lot of awful people to the source. Some people would even question who would even buy this. Such as Leroy Jenkins OJ, whose tweet got 10k likes, said, "Who the fuck are you? No one is buying a nobody's plush."
Bit funny coming from them when they have 338 followers, while Roockrt has, over 42,000.
But to answer that question, who's buying this? They're fans? People are clearly fans of the artists and characters of subsequent posts of the OC getting a lot of likes and comments. Some people would even dismiss the plush because of the character, such as FNF Hater 111, whose tweet would get 6.3k likes, said, "Every Goonslamp OC gets a plushie for no reason." And Resurgenk, whose tweet would get 18k likes, saying, "Mama, can I buy the Soundcore 16 plus suggested porn I can market to teenagers plushie?"
Pretty sad to see so many people bitching over a hot chick. A fictional one at that. I can relate.
Perhaps people can't grasp why a plush like this exists. Besides the fact it gets fans of the artist merch of a character they like, it's because of money. The company producing it and the artists they collab with get money from each sale, thus helping both parties in the agreement. There's obvious financial incentive for everyone involved, which is basic merchandising really. It's like saying, ugh, why does Glitch make so much merch? Because they need money to operate a business.
Yeah, checking Craftify X, many other artists have worked with them, so clearly it's pretty lucrative what they're doing.
Also, in saying that, there was a lot of support for the plushies as well, such as Jiffoy drawing a fan art comic of Ramon, along with Kit and Butterfly putting together a team. This would also inspire many others to draw fan art of Roockrt OC. Insane Reacted would tweet, "Years of Twitter contrarianism has nerfed men on the internet so hard that now pretending a big-breasted woman in Call of Duty shirts isn't the best thing since sliced bread." When people found an old reference sheet for Ramon, Tiara Returnal would quote tweet saying, "Y'all are mad at this for no reason cause oh my gosh."
There's actually one more I wanted to read before we move on.
Alright, which tweet did you like?
This one, by Mopa Propaganda, who said, "Are y'all scared of pussy now or something?"
Oof, let's hope this video stays monetized by the time you the viewer watch it. Well, I'm glad that, in the end, is a successful campaign. I worry about the lasting effects this might have on other artists on the platform.
What do you mean by that?
Well, such as the voicing guy saying, "I'm having second thoughts releasing my plush if people are going to be this ruthless."
It is pretty sad to see other artists look at what happened and be deterred in creating their own plush campaigns.
I'm unsure where a lot of the hatred comes from, either being the fact that an artist is making merch in the first place, or just that the artist drew an attractive character. Looking into the wider field of view on this topic, I think it's fantastic that Roockrt has the opportunity to even make this plush in the first place. Not only that, the fact that virtually anyone with a following has the option to do so, be it with Makeship, Onage, or even this one, Craftify X. It used to be scarce in finding merch of some of your favorite artist characters, not to mention the fact there's never been a better time to getting merch of your OCs into your fans' hands.
Like how when you were a guest at 2026 MomoCon and gave out our pins of us for free.
Yeah, it was nice to see that people want them. I think seeing things like this occur is one of those things that got so normalized, people just want to hate out of being a contrarian. Going back to the tweet saying, "No one wants to buy this," either can't see the broader picture, or imagine anyone liking something that they hate. when clearly there are people who like this person's OCs enough to not only support the artist financially, but they get to appreciate the character by putting it somewhere in their place of residence after buying it.
I really don't see this as any different than someone buying merchandise of their favorite VTuber. I know not everyone likes VTubers, but there's always a market for these sorts of merchandise. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it has to stop existing.
Perhaps people feel it is an oversaturated market now, and some are sick of seeing it on the timelines. That, and or mixed with how people have seemed to gotten more prudish and how they view characters online. When Glitch Productions' Gameoverse released, I ended up seeing a lot of people complaining that Kit was drawn as an attractive character.
Oh yeah, I saw some on my timeline get angry that they drew her as a conventionally attractive cat girl, and that's coming from me, a dog girl.
Instead of making videos like this, I don't really engage with social media as much as I used to, mainly focusing on creating 2D and 3D arts and posting them when I can. I used to be way more invested in replying or arguing on Twitter, and that wasn't good for my artistic journey or even my mental health. Paired to the fact that, as of the writing this video, I've been 8 months sober of alcohol, I see more clearly that situations like this are just extremely sad and depressing for everyone involved. To see an artist get the opportunity to make merchandise of the character and to be belittled for having the idea that people would even want to buy something of theirs. This isn't to say, of course, I haven't participated in things like this in the past, because I did a lot, but in creating more of my own and spending less time arguing, I'm now more on the other side of the creative spectrum. I see situations like this and feel not only remorse for how I acted, but way more empathy in how I see those affected being treated.
Seems like the solution for the viewer is just to simply ignore discourse like this. That it's better to continue with your own works and support what artists you like. Maybe just keeping discussion between friends where it can be more nuanced.
Like I mentioned before, people can get money from likes or responses to a thing. I mean, with my videos, if you engage with it, I get money out of it. My last video got a lot of reactions, both in-depth and surface level. But watching and commenting boosts in the algorithm, thus benefiting me and people buy higher the most.
Doven, to be fair, you literally said the word race swap in the video title when that had nothing to do with the video topic.
Excuse me, I thought the word made sense in context of the situation.
Bruh, you had to change the title of the video because people kept roasting you. And besides, it means something else entirely.
I don't mind changing a title if it sucks, and I'm glad to see the longer comments, however, that actually engage with the video. And you, the viewer, should too if you haven't seen it, of course. I talked to my friend Brenna in it.
And boy, did people really seem to like her. But no, the title sucked.
Yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. Because of the PLUSH announcement, about 13 million people now have seen and might recognize this person's OC. Maybe they'll become fans, or maybe they won't. But due to this newfound reach, it did cause them to gain way more followers as a result.
So many haters were like, "Hey everyone, look at this hot OC with huge boobs and ass. This is disgusting, right?" And everyone else went,
Hot damn.
This isn't to say that there'll always be a positive increase in fans because of negativity, but in this case it did help the artist get a lot more eyes on their works.
and making money in the process.
I actually knew someone who got like 10 grand from successful PLUSH campaign, so like, yeah, the money is there. I'm glad Roockrt's campaign's successful, and I wish them best luck with their art and future merch opportunities. But for now, let's get into some audience responses. I'm not sure you can get me to care unless there's more context than what's in the question / image. The plush, at least the one shown here, isn't sexualized at all. It's presumably marketed at fans of the artist's content and not children. Totally fine. Even beyond that, let's think about things beyond niche internet person merch. When I was a small child, I really liked Betty Boop cartoons. As a less small child, more like teens, late tweens, I think, I played a claw machine game at a flaming-oriented chain dinner location and won a plushie of Betty Boop. If you don't know who Betty Boop is, tab over from YouTube to search engine of choice and look her up. Though the cartoons I watched of her as a kid were in fact fully safe for work, she can easily be an example of a Gooner OC from the ones I did not manage to get my hands on, as well as just her place in pop culture as an outdated sex symbol. Same would go for a plushie based on any character who either generally does or knowing how the internet is about body shapes. Superficially could be seen as a Gooner OC because every character that has existed is someone's OC. Sherlock Holmes is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's OC. Any characters that either are or can be seen as Goonery in published media are someone's Gooner OC. Anyone raising a brow about this plushie better be after the head of whatever company put a Betty Boop plushie out as well, as the person people responsible for creating Betty Boop and whatever employee that family-owned restaurants put in their claw machine. Also, they should have a heavy think about if this also applies to plushies of characters like Freddy Krueger, Jason, and Art the Clown, since those are also characters aimed at adults. Why would a plushie of a literal serial killer OC, or whatever the heck Art the Clown counts as? I've heard the lore of the guy is wild, be more okay than a plushie of a character that's meant for adults in a odd way. If both of these are marketed at adults and are visually entirely safe for work, I don't think there's a difference. If it's an OC of a niche internet creator, there's arguably even more of a safeguard against bad things happening.
Actually, I own a Gooner OC plushie, Sally McBoing from Pereira Cartoon Studio, and I personally don't find anything wrong with buying and owning a character that comes from not safe for work stuff. While granted the character itself can have big thighs, big butt, and big boobs, people still like them for either how they look or because the art style makes them look cute and sometimes iconic. In Sally's case, yes, her name is McBoing, and it's obvious why. But she's basically a busty version of Betty Boop. Kind, charming, talented, a great character that shouldn't matter if they're not safe for work or not. Sorry if I yap too much on the comment, I just think this topic is interesting. Overall, I say it's okay to own a plushie of an OC that can be busty or attractive. If you like the character or want to support the artist in any way, then go ahead and buy it. Mine cost 700 Mexican dollars, but it was worth it.
Honestly, too busy arting right now to make a long comment, but in short, I'm a very sex-positive person, so most of the time I don't mind them at all. Of course, it depends case by case, as everything does. But for example, this plush OC depicted right here is cute and pretty in my opinion. Artists should have the freedom to express themselves and the characters how they want, as long as it isn't done maliciously.
Sometimes when the plushie is cute, I want to buy it. But when I look at the OG design, I'm like, never mind, because I don't want to be called a Gooner.
To chime in myself on this topic, I actually own some Gooner things as well. I own the Derpixion Mime plushies, and I own a shirt by a popular furry not safe for work artist. I also own Blushy Spicy stickers, and they are taped all over the walls of my room. I am not ashamed of them, I just really like the art.
In the end, the artist won. Some of their fans got a plushie of the character they like, and the artist got some money. The same thing you get out of this video is that while there will be a lot of cruel people, there are also many people out there willing to support you and your works.
Like all the fun fan arts people draw of us. I always love seeing what y'all come up with.
I hope the artist is doing alright, and they can take some solace in the fact there are fans out there who want to support what they do.
So much so that they'd want to have a plush of their OC.
Personally, while I've thought about doing plushies, I'm more interested in vinyl figures.
Like the U2's ones and such?
Yes, but sort of like how Onage and Makeshift does plushies, but like vinyl figures instead. I think that'd be cool.
Okay. Why do you like those more than the plushies?
I think it'd be fun to design the box art, figure out how to make the character accurate in 3D, and be able to display it in a box or take it out and put it somewhere else.
Or in some cases, a jar.
I don't know, it's what Toy Story is in real worlds. That'll be some kind of agony Woody and Buzz wouldn't approve of. But maybe in 5 years we'll get that. Not the jar thing, I mean like the makeshift vinyl figure stuff. But in the meantime, I got some lovely fan art. Versus Samantha by Biscuit Boy being green.
Oh, I'm so green.
This is actually a bit of an inside joke from my Discord server. I happened to post an outfit of me wearing a lot of green, and someone said, "Oh, I want to see VB in one of those inexplicably green comics," and someone made this.
And lastly, we got this fan art by Baby Aaron, who drew me double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon.
That's what you get for sitting on your ass all day talking about dumb drama.
Yeah, but you also sit all day at work.
The difference is I work on people's taxes, and that's important. Oh, speaking of, I have an office party later in the month if you want to show up. There's no alcohol, so it's gonna be so boring, and my coworkers kind of suck to talk to.
Hey, that sounds great. Though I'll have to find my suit and tie since it's been a bit since I've worn it.
We'll have to take the train, though. I don't like parking my car in the city. Always shit to get a good parking space.
Oh, I almost forgot to end the video. Anyway, until next time, have a great day, keep on drawing, and see you next time.
They drew her as a conventionally attractive cat girl. And that's coming from me, a dog girl.
Actually, I prefer the term dog woman, thank you very much.
Hot damn.
Overall, I say it's okay. Oh my, damn it, I was doing so good.